The big task for this year is to get the hull fixed from the outside. We hope this could be achieved by good pressure wash and a little bit of paint. However, when we hauled out the boat, we discovered a very severe corrosion damage. So now we are facing a labor-extensive, very expensive and extended time in the shipyard. So far we ripped out the galley, all the interior in the saloon, and removed a lot of dusty old cork insulation together with some frames, and decided it is time to call in an expert. After that, we continued by ripping out even more interior underneath the aft cabin. So what's up next?
Hello, it is so good to see you again. Last time we discovered a lot of not so nice things on our ship. The electrolysis damage, many broken frames and a lot of rust. So we decided to call in a surveyor to answer the most important question. Is this ship worth saving? We think it depends on a few big questions. First, how good is the hull? With all the electrolysis and the rust, is there still enough steel left? Then, how to repair the frames? Do we need them at all? And if so, do we need all of them? Or is every other frame enough? And is it really necessary to get rid of all the concrete to repair the frames? And finally, is there any other potential damage that we haven't found yet and that might be very expensive?
Hi, we are Daniel and Barbara. The last years we spent sail racing against the best sailors in the world. Then we decided it is time for a new chapter in life and bought a huge historic ship. And now we are in for a very long project and on a mission to convert this neglected steelboat back into the beautiful sailing ship she once was. So join us on this journey and welcome to the Shipyard series.
Well, that wasn't too bad. With a hammer, the surveyor checked for thin spots on the hull and marked them with a cross. And after the paint was grinded away, he measured the actual thickness with an ultrasonic device. And most of them were in between 5 and 8 millimeters, which is actually pretty good. So even though we do have a lot of rust, the hull didn't lose any material compared to the last measurement 4 years ago. And that is really good, because we were really worried that there is not much steel left, and that would have meant the only destination for the ship would have been the scrapyard. So finding out that the steel is still in good condition was a big relief. And then that happened. Finding a hole is always bad, but when you have an idea why there is a hole, it is not as bad as when you have no clue at all. Because when there is no reason for the hole, there might be holes everywhere. So we wanted to check from the inside what might be the reason for this hole. And the surveyor had to check another boat, so that gave us about an hour to tear apart our forecastle to find a leak. Again.
Good that we found it now on the heart, not in the water. Problematic area in the ship is always the line in between the concrete here and the steel, because there the water collects and then it starts to rust, and the result of it you see here. That's the result of water, and also here was the wood, and that's the reason why the moisture got caught and rusted away the steel.
Oh no, the next one. I think now is the perfect time to explain what the surveyor actually is. Every ship above 20 meters needs a certification, at least here in the Netherlands. And this certification is done by Register Holland, an organization similar to the Lloyd's Register. So that's really something you can trust on. And this CVO was the reason why we bought the ship without taking her out of the water. Because one part of the CVO is the hull report. So we had a completely independent, only 3-year-old, really good looking hull report, and we had absolutely no reason to assume that anything changed since then. Well, afterwards you always know better, but I think if we would be in the same situation, we would make absolutely the same decision again. However, since we have to renew the CVO every 7 years and we don't want any expensive surprises with that one, we decided to call in an official surveyor from Register Holland to tell us what's needed to pass the CVO and to have a completely seaworthy vessel once again. Coincidentally, it was the very same surveyor that checked our ship 4 years ago, and he was a bit shocked about the devastating state and the immense electrolysis damage, because it is quite unusual in such a short time.
Ja, precies, daar is nog ganz veel te doen.
Yep.
Aber hier kann man das auch sehen, dort wo das Beton liegt, daar komt immer die Problemen. Dus ganz Spanwerk hier. Nee, dat wil ik Zwitser. Ik zou deze staken, die niet, die schon, die zit eigenlijk ook nog oud, ja die is goed. Dan het auto aan die knieën, de knieteilen. Nou ja, die hebben nog een paar millimeter.
The good news is, together with the surveyor, we decided that it is possible and reasonable to restore the ship. Overall, the condition is not too bad. I mean, we just have to basically repair every frame in this former fish room and some parts of the stringers. Then there is the small rust problem and the electrolysis damage. And did I mention that we have a hole in the forecastle? But apart from that, the ship is in perfect condition. We also talked about the amount of work that is necessary to fix the hull and how long the surveyor thinks it will take us. But before I tell you our time frame, I would really like to know what you think. So how long do you think it will take us to repair the hull? Let us know in the comments. I can tell you the surveyor told us it will be a lot of work to bring the ship back to life. So without wasting more time, let's continue this refit by tackling the electrolysis damage. After they pressure washed our ship, we found out that we have electrolysis. And now let me show you what that means. So what does electrolysis mean? Basically, it means we have small fittings all over the hull, like here and here and here and over there and up here, and then there's another one here and there and over there and here. So basically everywhere. So what are we gonna do about it? Well, basically the guys from the yard fill up every pit with weld. So they basically do spot welding every spot where there is a pitting. But as you can see here, there's quite a lot of pitting, so it takes up quite a lot of time. The next problem is that we have a riveted hull. And when you weld next to a rivet, there is a chance that the rivet opens up. And that's no problem, you can weld the rivet as well. But then you weld the rivet, and then the next one opens up. And then the next one, and then the next one, and 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 the next one. The next issue with riveted hulls is where the blades meet, because there is also a chance when you weld there that the blades open up, and then they have to weld them back together again, like here. Sometimes they even punch through with the electrodes while welding. And usually that means that the steel in this area is already too thin. And then they overplate it like here. but more about holes and overplatings in an upcoming video. Since this extended shipyard time caught us by surprise and the workload is quite immense, we decided to focus on the outside of the hull. That means repairing the electrolysis damage, fixing the holes, getting rid of the rust and repainting the ship. So the good news is there will be much more videos for you. So now it is a good idea to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next one. That means we will not repair the frames right now. Instead, we will have another shipyard time next year. And since some of you were already so kind to offer us help, and since we will have more time for preparation and planning, hopefully, we would really like to work together with volunteers in the next shipyard time. So we can offer you the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of a glorious hammering, because there will be a lot of removing of concrete involved in this process. And I know right now someone is writing a comment if it is even safe to get back into the water without repairing the frames. I can assure you that we talked to the surveyor and he said it's absolutely no problem. We want to repair the frames because it will be never as easy as it is right now. And we want to sail on the open sea with this ship, and it is quite reassuring to know that it is as strong as possible. Speaking about comments, the next video will be a bit different, because we are heading to Austria for Christmas. So we will have the time to answer your questions. So feel free to ask us anything underneath the pinned comment in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching and see you next time.